I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? Why disable the chat? That's so sus. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, Leilani of Barbados. We have some things to discuss about King Charles's coronation. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Look, there's good news and there's bad news. Which one do you want first? I always say give me the bad news first because then the good news will soften the blow. So let's go with the bad news first. Several musical acts have declined to perform at King Charles's coronation. And who are these acts, you might ask? Well, I'll tell you. There's a list. First, we have Adele, who I'd say has two reasons to perform. One is that she's British.
Hello British folk, I'm Adele and today I'm going to be taking on the ultimate British taste test.
And two is that she's also identifying as a Jamaican, according to this Notting Hill Carnival picture. Yeah, everybody went crazy about this picture. I don't know. I guess I'm accustomed to people of all different races and nationalities. We call it jumping at Carnival. So participating in the parade. I am used to so many different people. And so to me, this does not look unusual. So if you're part of the Commonwealth and you're British at the same time, I do think you should perform, Adele. I'm sorry. I don't see what excuse you could possibly have. And next we have Elton John, who also declined to perform. I think he feels probably like any performance Prince Charles should expect should be from Camilla, who was performing for him when his best friend was suffering. Yeah, I mean, people are saying, of course, he's not going to perform. He performed at Diana's funeral, and that's the last time. He will never do anything again, you know, because of what Diana meant to him. That's what they're all saying. Oh, the Spice Girls are declining to perform. Well, I suppose they may feel that they've already entertained King Charles enough in their past, and they have been there, done that, and got the t-shirt. It seems Harry Styles has declined to perform, and people might wonder if it's because he's become so woke that tradition now he thumbs his nose to. Not interested in that. And then there's Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran has also declined. I don't know what to do with that one because, in my opinion, I think Ed Sheeran should be very happy for anyone who wants to see his mug. No, but seriously, he's a very talented musician, amazing voice. We all know that, but a face a mother could only love, I suppose is what you would say. But anyhow, he's also declined. And so I think the takeaway is that people think that, you know, Meghan and Harry have made such an upsturance in the world, and that these celebrities are siding with Harry and Meghan. You know, the cut, of course, had to come in because they are the puff piece central for Meghan Markle. And they came in and they said, no one's attending. No one wants to go to this coronation. 10,000 tickets they gave out for free to people. I mean, look, there are 2,000 people invited. Of course, this is a national event and very much an event for the citizens. And so, yes, they've given 10,000 tickets out, but it's really not in that way that that they're just trying to get people to come, like how they're trying to paint the picture that it is. Nobody wants to perform at King Charles's party, not even giving the respect of it's a bloody coronation. I mean, it's not just a party. Anyhow, they do their whole thing and they talk about, at this point, the palace may be better off gathering a horde of people on the lawns of Windsor Castle and playing its coronation celebration playlist. I'd much rather watch 10,000 members of the British public shimmy around to wannabe than sit through a coronation anyway. Where is this vitriol coming from? Okay, so look, here's the actual deal. These are recording artists. They have obligations, contracts, money to be getting. A lot of them are playing in Vegas. A lot of them are on tour. A lot of them have had COVID and then therefore had to cancel their tour and then had to come back and do their tour now. Like, people be busy. And I mean, it is a time that they could big time the king if they have other obligations and contractual obligations is what I want to say. I really don't think it's that hard to understand. Their tours, their obligations, their Vegas stints or whatever are booked years in advance. People are about their money. People are very big time. And that's what they want to do. I don't think it's anything so complex to say like that these people have a vendetta against King Charles or something like that, or Meghan Markle has changed their minds when it comes to their country and their crown. That's ridiculous, I think. But there is a Markle camp that is very much enjoying these assumptions that nobody wants to perform, and they're running with it and they're forcing it into our ears and our eyes. And that's what they do. Okay, now for the good news. So in addition to Andrew Lloyd Webber's Coronation anthem that will be played, His Majesty the King has personally commissioned the new music and shaped and selected the musical program for the service. You might remember he did that for Meghan's wedding as well. Okay. The palace said in a statement, at the request of His Majesty in tribute to his late father, His Royal Highness the Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, Greek Orthodox music will also feature in the service performed by the Byzantine Chant Ensemble. So that's very nice. As you know, Prince Philip was born in Greece and baptized in the Greek Orthodox Church, converting religions before his wedding to Queen Elizabeth II in November 1947. I was really looking to see what crowns they're going to be crowned with. Oh, lovely. So this is what King Charles will be crowned with, and this is what the Queen Consort will be crowned with. This is very exciting. Okay. I'm excited. In other good news, Prince George may have a special role in grandfather King Charles's coronation. And let's listen to this report.
Prince George, the second in line to the British throne, is expected to feature prominently in the upcoming coronation of King Charles, according to royal historian Dr. Tessa Dunlop. The event, scheduled to take place in Westminster Abbey on May the 6th, will focus on the monarch himself and his direct successors. Dunlop said during an appearance on the Mail Plus Palaces Confidential. As the next Prince of Wales, Prince George is set to become a key figure in the British monarchy, turning 10 in July.
10.
The youngest prince is expected to be seen multiple times during the historic event, alongside his father, Prince William, and his grandfather, King Charles. Dunlop suggested that the coronation will be a carefully choreographed event designed to maintain focus on the line of succession. You want to keep it focused on that line of succession, so we are going to see a lot of camera shots of Charles, of William, of George, she said. This focus on the direct line of succession is a tradition that dates back centuries in the British monarchy. During Queen Elizabeth II's own coronation, King Charles was just 5 years old, but he was still included.
I thought he was 3. Oh, but he's so cute. Look at that part. That part is as long as the stories that Meghan and Harry keep telling. Sorry.
On the royal box between the Queen Mother and Princess Margaret. While the coronation of King Charles will be a historic moment in British history, it is also expected to be a carefully choreographed event with a strong emphasis on tradition and continuity. The inclusion of Prince George is just one example of how the monarchy is adapting to changing times while still upholding its long-standing traditions and values. Overall,
Yes, because they're saying that although King Charles was so young when he was part of his mother's coronation, obviously that was a reason because he's the next in line, but to bring in the grandchildren is quite different.
the coronation of King Charles is set to be a momentous occasion for the British monarchy, and the inclusion of Prince George is a clear sign of the royal family's commitment to ensuring a smooth and seamless tradition of power from one generation to the next.
It would be so lovely for Prince George to look back on that when it's his time to take over, you know? I mean, that is so special. I love that for them. Okay, and in other good news, there are so many other musical talents that are super interested in participating in the King's coronation. I love that there's like Lionel Richie and maybe Stevie Wonder, who are people of color as well. Alicia Keys. I feel like you'll remember that time in the heyday of the royal family when Lionel Richie was popping off and like, you know, Stevie Wonder and, you know, Charles was this like prince and Diana was his princess. I don't know. I just think it's a really nice touch if they do get those people. So that is the good news, that there are a lot of other people clamoring to perform. Now, I don't know if you remember when I told you that I had something very special planned for the Spare. Well, a little birdie told me a long time ago that this interview was coming up. Spare Prince Harry in conversation with Dr. Gabor Mate. And Dr. Gabor Mate is a trauma guru. And I knew this was coming up, so I have had this idea to live stream it, and I might have to live stream it and then repost it because of copyright infringement. Work stuff. It says, join us on Saturday, March the 4th for a virtual live conversation between Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, and Dr. Gabor Mate, renowned speaker and author of The Myth of Normal, Trauma, Illness, and Healing in a Toxic Culture. Sounds right up Prince Harry's street. Register by March 1st to submit a question and you may see it answered live. Well, I'll definitely be doing that. Thank you very much. Ticket holders will be invited to submit questions to ask the Prince during the event, which takes place on Saturday, March 4th. The terms and condition part of the event description reads, ticket holders will be viewing a live conversation. However, there will be no live audience participation. Chat will be disabled, and any question pre-submitted and chosen to be asked live will be read by the moderator. I'm sorry, what? Why disable the chat? That's so sus. Oh, okay, and they're gonna pick and choose. Of course. But I have a question. In fact, you know what? We all have questions. So please, in the comments, write what question you think I should submit on behalf of all of us. You can ask Prince Harry a question at £19 event, but there's a strict rule. Prince Harry will sit down with Dr. Gabor Mate to discuss living with loss. I mean, at this point, unless he's reinventing the wheel, I think we've heard how he feels about loss in every other sentence. I mean, unless he's going to sit up here and be like, I have no regrets. I feel fine. Like, I don't know what he's going to say that's new to us is what I'm trying to explain to you. Anyway, living with loss and the importance of personal healing. This is the same person who said he went to therapy and didn't work. Well, then he went back and then he learned how to hum. Whatever. I don't know. This is going to be super interesting, guys. I just don't see how I'm going to be able to contain myself with this commentary on this interview. All right. Well, anyway, thank you so much for watching me. And please, if you haven't pressed the bell notifications, do so that you'll know when I'm coming out with this video. Okay. Thank you so much. I promised you the spare and I'm giving you the spare. And I see that my son is here to also make an appearance, a la Prince George at the Coronation. Come and say hi. Say hi.
Hi.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, lots of love to you. Love you so much. Bye.